What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good breakdown, everything that you need to know in the market right now. We are currently green, very exciting, but it is very volatile, especially leading into CPI data that's coming out tomorrow. So I want to share that with you. In addition to, I want to talk on one aspect that came out yesterday that is very bullish. So I'm going to go over all of that, but make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. But with that, let's get right to it. Live ticker is going at the very bottom. We are flip-flopping right now. We have gone red to green and green to red several different times throughout the morning, and within the first 2 hours of the trading day, 3.9 million shares being traded right now, 24.6 is the average, and 229,000 shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just today alone. So today the volume is a little bit lower, similar to what happened yesterday, but behind the scenes institutions are still buying. So I'm going to share all that information with you, but more so as well, what happened yesterday didn't happen for the last 2 months, and that was shorts closed out roughly about 2.5% of their position. Right now it does look like they are flat, only 1.23 million shares being additionally shorted right now, but yesterday was a very big day for shorts to close out the position, so that can be seen as a very bullish sign. More so as well, the fact that Lucid sold off so much, again, that's a very win-win kind of situation. They don't see it worthwhile, so they took advantage of the selling opportunity that was going on in the market to close out the positions. So this is one of those underlying things that you can kind of read between the lines on where they feel that it might be going, because even right now 23.48 is a short interest, and that's relatively high. 137.13 million shares overall are being shorted. So given the circumstances, especially what's happening with other EVs, one good piece of news and shorts are being forced to close out the positions. This is where you see a lot of 70% increases on a lot of stocks throughout the day, but right now the short score is 89.15, which the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Cost to borrow average is 21.06. So overall, it's a very bullish sign right now, and especially with leading into CPI data, I personally feel that possibly it might be a win-win. But keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. There's obviously mixed results. Obviously, Jim Cramer is saying hypothetically August is set to have a nice rebound. That kind of coincides with what JP Morgan was recently saying as well. But obviously, CPI data will dictate where we are going for the rest of the week. And at the end of the day, especially with oil going down as much as it is, which roughly about 7.5% right now, it goes to show that possibly it might be curbed as far as CPI data. Because one big aspect of the CPI data that is very much negative is that energy component. So if oil does continue to go down, more so for this month, then when we are reporting this month, next month, obviously hope that makes sense to you, but obviously in technically August, we are reporting for all of July. So keep that in mind, because when it comes down to it though, if there is lower oil, then possibly it might skew the numbers enough to show that on a month over month basis, CPI goes down, which would give a huge kind of momentum swing for a lot of the growth stocks and kind of do what Jim Cramer is saying, and that hypothetically would push the whole market up. Or it could be Jim Cramer just being Jim Cramer, and the market might just go down another 40% by next month. I could be wrong. Jim Cramer could be wrong. We never know, right? So just take that how you see that. Take everything that I say with a fine-tooth comb as well. But like I said, institutions have been getting in, but by no means what we are used to. But still, as of today, these are some of the dark pool transactions, but still relatively small, 102,000, which again, those are more of the common ones that you see. So you don't see any 1 million plus transactions happening today. Similar to what happened yesterday, there weren't any yesterday. So those are some things that you need to keep in mind, but still more so yesterday, a lot of institutional kind of transactions. So they are still definitely supporting Lucid, whether they're actually closing out the positions, whatever it might be. There's a lot of different circumstances. As far as the actual options activity today, it is looking a little bit more positive. So you can see kind of the breakdown here. A lot of puts being done first thing in the morning, but obviously that is largely weeklies based on and hedging against CPI data. So a lot of negativity around CPI, especially I think the Feds did come out and say that they're assuming that the CPI might be a little bit more negative. So just take that how you see that. But with oil going down as much as it is, it's giving a little bit more justification for the market to rebound right now. So like I said, a lot of positive things coming down the pipeline, especially more so as well about this mid-size vehicle that was said. So I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a very excellent kind of component for Lucid, and especially with that being that $50,000 vehicle-ish around there, it's going to gain a lot of momentum after the success of the Gravity And you can see right here, it does say that the mid-size model is going to be between the 2025 to 2026. And at the end of the day, I think that is a very good kind of breakdown of when you should be investing for. Because hands down, I don't think there's anyone out there that can actually say Lucid is going to be worse off by 2025 than they are now. Because 2025, they have literally numerous, I can't even count them on my hands, the number of catalysts by 2025. Saudi Arabia is going to be fully functioning. They're going to have the Gravity. They're now going to have a mid-sized model, $50,000 vehicle, possibly be in China, fully established in Europe. There's so many different things, and I'm missing probably a ton of them too, but those are the first ones that come to mind. Hands down, that is why you need to take advantage of these prices. But as well, I just wanted to share with you, I'm going to be starting later this week, more so that portfolio that I expressed and kind of said in a couple live streams. So I have an Excel document. I'm going to have several different portfolios, one of which is technically going to be an aggressive one is going to be conservative, one is just merely going to be on Lucid. So it's going to give you a good breakdown of what Lucid can actually do. Going to have it compare against aggressive portfolio, conservative portfolio. I'm going to do weekly deposits as well, just so you can see what a dollar cost average kind of can do, and what positives Lucid will come from all of that. So make sure you guys subscribe and kind of stay tuned for all of that. But with that though, I'm just going to cap it off with some technical analysis, give you a good projection of where possibly we might be going. So right now I do have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So because of yesterday, the stochastic is a little bit more skewed. So red line above the black showing a little bit more of a bear sentiment. Number of buyers have gone down over the last several days, most likely as well because of leading into CPI data. CPI data has been kind of known for negative leading up to that and then positive post. So that might be something you just need to keep in mind. RSI is fairly neutral at 53, and on the actual chart we are having a nice little breakdown. You can see a little volatility bouncing off that 50-day moving average. So for once in the last little bit, we're actually above that 50-day moving average and staying above that. So especially on this day when I said this was a very pivotal day, it actually is very much true, because hands down we are still staying above the 50-day moving average, well above any other growth stock. So hands down, Lucid is doing a lot better than the broader market. So I know it doesn't seem like it because we're only at roughly about $19, but the mere fact that we're above this 50-day moving average shows that there is big things coming. And so I just wanted to go and continue on. So Fibonacci right now, so 1767 is that pivot point. We're still well above that, between that pivot and the R1. Very beneficial. Obviously didn't have enough to stay between the R2 and the R1, so we kind of consolidated a little bit, but still overall a lot of positive things. And just to talk on a little bit more of a micro view, just going to talk on some resistance and support points. So first, second, and third resistance, so 1953, 2054, and 21. At the end of the day, those are for the most part pretty tight knit, so we do need a good piece of catalyst, or hopefully lower CPI data, lower than the forecast, to get us higher. But right now we're just kind of range bound between the first resistance and the first support. So first support 1801, 1750, and then 1649. So you do see a little bit more of a gap right here. Potentially, if the CPI does go negative, there is an opportunity for us to drop a little bit lower. So take that how you see that. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But with all that, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. If you think CPI is going to be good, bad, whatever it might be, let me know. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. But with all that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.